Welcome back to Knowledge Talks, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host Tariq Hilal Al-Barwani, along with our studio engineer DJ Ayub, with you here live today on Oman Radio FM 90.4. A new social media venture specifically created to assist Omani job seekers to access all job announcements available in the market has been launched in Oman. OmanCareers. I'll repeat again. It's OmanCareers. That is a social media platforms for Omanis to seek for jobs. Who is behind this idea? How does it work? What is the history and how can you be part of this discussion today, ladies and gentlemen? OmanCareers was founded by the creative team Dr. Omar Al-Jabri and Buthaina Al-Zaabi. Of course, Buthaina is the founder and Dr. Omar is the co-founder. The service was introduced more than 1 year ago and has, mashallah, attained more than 80,000 followers in social media and network platforms already, mashallah. This platform, ladies and gentlemen, OmanCareers, is a social media service aimed to assist Omani job seekers to access all job announcements available in the market using platforms such as Instagram, Twitter, WhatsApp, Snapchat, and LinkedIn. And you know what, ladies and gentlemen? They've started very, very good and very great, and they are going very big, mashallah. The platform helped many Omanis so far to be interviewed, and also they were selected for the right job as well. Now today, ladies and gentlemen, I'm pleased to invite the founder, the co-founder, to share the valuable experience and success behind the platform as a form of learning. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu, Dr. Omar.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, Akhi Tariq.
In fact, let me take this opportunity to thank you, Dr. Omar, and also the founder, Buthaina, for launching such a fantastic platform that is assisting all Omanis in the country for looking for job and getting to the right job. Mashallah, you should be very, very proud of it.
Thank you so much, Tariq, and the pleasure is ours that we are, hosting us in your program here.
Yeah, and in fact, I'll tell you one thing. I've learned about OmanCareers by looking at the platform, and I saw the number of subscribers and followers you have is over 80,000. That's big. That's massive, mashallah. And then I looked at also the kind of thing that you do. You have people who have a lot of followers, but the question is, what are they doing back to the society? What are they doing back to the country? You are doing great thing for the country, so mashallah, congratulations, and I wish you and Buthaina the very best in all that you do, inshallah ya Rab.
Inshallah, thank you.
Now, what we do at Knowledge Talks is we want to learn about the project, how it started, how it works, and also how can other people learn from you and become successful as yourself and Buthaina. Could you please tell us about, before we start, that is the background of the founder and yourself. Of course, the founder is not here, but I'm sure she's listening to the program, so please pass on the regards and congrats as well.
Okay, thanks.
Tell us about the profiles. So start about your profiles as the founders of this platform.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. First of all, I would like to thank you for having us in this program, and would like to thank the listeners who are listening to us today. Buthaina, actually, she's my wife, and today she apologized because she's participating in the Omanization and the recruitment fair in the Oman Exhibition Center.
MashaAllah, MashaAllah.
And today is the opening of this exhibition or fair. So I'm representing her actually today to talk about the project and the services, as we've been doing this for a long time. Buthaina, actually, she is the main founder of this account,
MashaAllah.
And she started this service as she was a job seeker at the beginning after she graduated in 2014. So the way that everyone looks for a job in the market is through looking at the announcements or just applying or putting CVs in the organizations or firms or the government institutions. Now, as you know that there are lots of websites that also do announce for jobs, and there are websites for the organizations or the private sector. Each they post their job vacancies. And for a job seeker, of course, you have to look at all these sources of information, where you have to either, for example, look at firm A, and then you go for firm B, and then you go for firm C, and then you look at the newspapers, etc., etc. Yeah. So as she was looking for jobs, she thought, why I can't use a way to have all jobs in one place. Those days, Instagram was at its starting in the market, and everyone is following Instagram for just to pass time and post photos and pictures. So the issue here, how we can make Instagram a benefit to the society and see the needs of these people. So she started to take these announcements from different sources, whatever is posted in the newspaper. Usually we used to take a photo from the newspaper or a picture, and use take a screenshots of these firms' websites where they announce for jobs. Later on, what happened, of course, we had also the ability to have the electronic copy of the newspapers, where it was easier again to take crop the picture and try to post it as well. So by time, followers, they saw that this is a really a good service, and it was promoted very quickly, and so many followers are trying to follow the account. As you know, this is the hot topic now to have jobs, especially with the current time where there's an issue with the financial situation.
True.
And everyone was happy with this service. I was joining her in terms of following up with the account and try to provide advice. As you know, it's also very important that we have to understand that dealing with social media is not like you are playing with a toy or a game in the internet, because there are also issues that makes the person who uses the account responsible for whatever they are doing. So again, that it has to be done in a professional way.
True.
Yeah.
I really respect that very, very high, Dr. Omar, especially that this platform, OmanCareers, was built from an experience. As you said, Buthaina was looking or was seeking for a job herself and said, how about I go out there and I create a platform that will help hundreds, thousands, and tens of thousands of people in Oman. So how that started? That's very, very good.
Yeah, exactly.
MashaAllah.
And actually, as a matter of fact, she was doing that and to apply as well for the same jobs, as others.
Oh, that's good.
So she is posting the job and she's applying, and others are applying. But again, that's this is not in any hands that she should get a job, and probably that's the path that was drawn for her, just to be successful in this matter, rather than going for a job to run, going for any job.
Yeah, but I love that.
Thank
Looking
you.
now at, as you mentioned, Dr. Omar, that right now, during the time where people are saying there's a challenge in getting a job, during the economic state of the different businesses that are out there, people need to be thinking differently. Thinking, how about I create jobs? How about I come up with something? Those are the people who are called entrepreneurs. And I think Buthaina, MashaAllah, is an example of a great entrepreneur, because she was looking for a job. She found, she faced some challenges, and she created a platform that is now creating and helping people get jobs.
Exactly. As we look at it at the beginning, that we did that as a voluntary work service to help the community.
Yeah.
The thing that you have to have the passion to do this and to love what you are doing.
Okay.
And of course, any voluntary service that you start up, it has to grow up and it has to be converted to sort of entrepreneurship, to sort
True.
of a business.
True.
And I think the way that this service was growing in a steady way helped this service or help the platform to grow up, because everything was done according to certain occasions where you have to think of what will be our next step to make this is more successful, because this service has went through so many changes and improvement and development that made it in this way. Everyone is now looking at the service as a very successful platform that helps everyone to get the right job. So if you may allow me, I will tell you the how it came up to reach to this level of professionality.
Please.
Of course, as it started, we were anonymous until January of 2016.
What date did you launch it?
There was, of course, the name as OmanCareers was known, but the founders and co-founders, no one knew who is behind this service.
Mashallah.
So we started August 2014, and until January 2016, no one knew who is behind this service, because we were doing it as a help for the community.
Mashallah.
Alhamdulillah. So of course, when you reach to a level, you see that this has to now be known for the people. Then definitely we have to show that who we are and what we are doing.
Very true.
It started with just posting the services. With time, we had to create another account which helps the job seekers, which is now named as OmanCareers Inquiry.
Okay.
The purpose here that we didn't want to mix all these posts and inquiries, because what happens if there is a post for a job announcement, job seekers, they might just try to post a question related to this job, where it's going to be, what types of questions are going to be asked, what's some other technical questions, and then there will be some response from either those who are within the organization, and it's not only job seekers who are following us. We have even people who are already working, and they follow us, and that's why we have been known about that. Many of the organizations or firms, they knew us through the staff or the employees who are working with them, and they're informing the company that there is an account which posts announcements. How about you deal with them? And by time we got this reputation. So we created this account to help everyone to share information about getting the right job, about interviews, exams, etc.
OmanCareers and Inquiries.
It's called, it's named the OmanCareers Inquiry. So with this account we have almost 15,000 followers. And just to correct the information, now we've reached to in total platforms we have 95,000 followers.
Mashallah.
75,000 in Instagram, and 15,000 in the Inquiry account, plus 2,000 in WhatsApp, 2,000 in LinkedIn. In LinkedIn now, within just a short period, the followers exceeded my number of followers, my personal number.
Mashallah.
Because that's what everyone is looking for,
True. And I think this platform has been created at the right time right now. It's the right time right now.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly. And by time, of course, we said there are people who are not really, some platforms are not utilized by everyone. Instagram is not used by everyone. So some people prefer Twitter, some people prefer LinkedIn, some prefer WhatsApp. So with time, again, we started to create these accounts to to provide all segments of the job seekers, all job seekers, what preference they would like to have for a platform or a social media account. So with time, alhamdulillah, we reached to this level. We launched it officially to be known as OmanCareers in a social media pioneers fair in Suhar in January.
Okay.
And
Inshallah.
we've been invited to participate there.
Yeah.
Alhamdulillah, that was the first public announcement about our service.
Yeah.
Everyone was happy with that. His Excellency, the chairman of Chamber of Commerce, who was the honor guest in that fair, he was really happy with what we are doing. And he promised us to provide us the support needed for this matter.
Inshallah.
We started as just a social account. As you know, if you want to grow up, you have to look for the next step afterwards. After we created all these database, as we call it, with followers, which is the main KPI for any social media account. You need to see who are your followers, hits, likes, etc., etc.
True.
So we said let's make it more business oriented project or service, and let other know about us, and we'll introduce our services to all organization. The issue about social media, as you know, that now it is replacing all traditional means of communication.
Oh, true.
Everyone knows that, if you with all respects to newspaper, but time changes, and by time you need to look at what are the alternatives that could be used to spread the information at a quick way and a cheap way. And still social media is compared to newspapers and radio and TV is a cheaper way and cheaper and faster way to have information spread, provided that you should have the capability to do that.
True.
And now we have established a small business, that puts OmanCareers, to manage OmanCareers, and we call it Riyadh Advanced Enterprises.
Okay,
just
mashallah.
to be officially known as a business. And we participated in from January till now, till today, with the Omanization Fair for about 6 exhibitions.
MashaAllah. Since January this year.
Since January this year.
Okay, and is it, and also is this January this is the one you officialized the business?
This is official. We did it official as a business just a couple of months back.
Okay.
But in January we announced that we are of course everyone knows about OmanCareers. I mean, those who are following the account, there are people who came to us and thanked us for this service. They got jobs, and no one knows who is behind this service. And then we thought that this is the right time to see, and to also it's beneficial for us to have our rights with this account. As you know, it's very important to show who you are.
True.
So that
they will feel they trust who you are, and they believe the people behind it, rather than they don't know who it is and what kind of information they are following.
Exactly. Yeah.
No, I respect that very, very high, Dr. Omar. And I tell you one thing from my own personal experience. A number of people told me about your platform, and they speak very big about it, and they thank you and with Hayna, mashallah, for this great activity that you've done. If you were to list the number of services that you do, what would it be? Apart from listing the jobs, what else do you do?
This is one thing that we were thinking of. Are we only looking to post jobs? This is why you develop your business. You see the needs. So our mission is not only to say we help people to get the right job. It's related to human development.
MashaAllah, MashaAllah.
So this is what we say here. We are not looking only that you should only always look for a job. How about training, for example? You want to get the right job, you have to get the right training.
Yeah.
So beside that, we open the floor for training centers to announce
Okay. Oh,
for
very
their
good. Very
training
good.
courses. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And it was done free of charge as well.
Yeah.
So why we are doing this? We are helping the training
businesses,
center,
yeah.
but at the end the benefit. Although I mean, training center they charge. Some of them they charge. They tell us that they have minimum charge for the participants, and we appreciate that, and we try to support them.
Yeah.
And so we said, well, let's try to do anything that helps people to develop themselves.
Very good.
If it's about training, let's do it with training. If it's about getting a job, it's about getting a job. If it's about just giving advice, let it be like that. So anything that helps improving the capability of any job seeker or employee at the same time. That was the second thing we thought of. Of course, we do some promotion for firms, but we are focusing on the small enterprises who are run by Omanis.
Okay.
Why we are doing that? Because I think Omanis are capable of doing all sorts of job, either working in organizations or doing their own business. I'm not really a fan of someone who just try to open a shop and give it for someone else to do it. I mean, this is against the principle. If you want to be a businessman, do it by yourself. So we helped a lot of those SMEs to promote for their businesses, and we know that they are the one who are running these businesses. And alhamdulillah, so many of them, they got lots of good feedback. They got lots of followers. People are asking about their businesses, and this gives us some indications that it's not necessarily that all of our followers are job seekers, because it might be customers who are consumers as well. We call them consumers, who are also looking for good services and supporting the Omani businesses.
True.
So that is the second thing that we did, or third thing, third type of service that we are doing is to promote for the small enterprises. Of course, as you know, we started as a voluntary service, and we are a non-profit organization, as you may say, because in terms of economic profit, we are not getting that economic profit like any other business. And participating in fairs and exhibitions is done again with the support of the exhibitors. And also we have to provide the materials and logistics from our own expense. And in this case, in any service that you do, you need to have some kind of revenue.
True.
That could cover those costs that incurred during to this kind of activities. And we are not like saying we are encouraging everyone to participate in exhibitions. Why? Because it is the hub where you can meet people. You meet your clients, you meet your customers at the same time. So these are very important events, although it could be a little bit costly to us. We call it a micro enterprise in our case. It's not at that level of even a small enterprise, because what we are doing is just doing it as virtually and using our own means of instruments, like tablet and mobile phone, and that's it. But you can imagine the magnitude of service using these devices only. So alhamdulillah, this is now going well. The thing that also we are getting good support. First of all, I would like to thank you for your support here in having us. And this is one of the supports that we always look at. It's not always to look for financial support, but we look also for other types of supports which helps the service to grow. And also at the end, the benefit would come for the society. Yes.
In fact, I'll tell you one thing. I mean, people should extend all the support to a platform that you're doing, mashallah, Dr. Omar, is because what you are doing is you're impacting Omani. What you're doing is you're supporting Omani, and you're helping a lot of people.
Alhamdulillah.
We're going to take a quick break and revert back to our interesting discussion to learn more about OmanCareers. Exciting platform, very impactful, and indeed is doing a great rounds in the country, great impact to the people in the Sultanate, and mashallah, it has supported a lot of people already. OmanCareers it is, and today we have the co-founder, Dr. Omar, and of course the founder is not here with us today, Buthaina Zabi. I want to ask you one thing, by the way.
Yeah.
So, Buthaina is the founder. She's the one who started the platform.
Yeah.
And you are her partner. Of course, you are also married together.
Right.
So who's the boss? She's the boss. Or you're the boss. I mean, I'm just trying to get which one it is. Or who's the boss? Or you, because she's the founder. She has started it, and you joined her because you said maybe it was a very, very good platform, and you want to be part of it.
That's true.
I really, why I'm asking this question is I really would love to know the chemistry of it, because now husband and wife working together, very good. I think that's very, very nice. But the challenges because you've got a family, and how are you supporting each other? And I would like to know how this system works, where both husband and wife are working. You both have founded it. Who is the boss, or if there is no boss, how are you guys working, the responsibilities? If you can please tell us the whole thing between you two and the platform.
Okay, the chemistry. All right. Now let's see this how it's done. There isn't the problem that you cannot say there is an organization without a boss. Okay.
True, very true.
In any organization, you should have this CEO, for example.
Yes.
But I announced that she is the boss.
MashaAllah.
Okay.
MashaAllah,
Okay.
MashaAllah. You're a very wise person, like I said.
Shukran.
Since I met you by the day, a few days ago, and today, before the show, I sat with you, I already fell in love with what you do, with the words that you're saying, and with the advice that you give. May Allah yazid khair wa baraka daiman, ya Rab.
Thank you. But you still see that in any hierarchy, you still need some advice. You need consultancy.
True.
You need backup. And I used my knowledge and experience because I do also teach business and economics.
Okay.
And with this world, everything, you have to be careful of what you are doing, especially with the sensitivity of the tools that you are using now, which is social media.
Yeah.
And it's not used for fun in this matter. Of course, when the idea came, I was supporting the idea because at the end, why I should refuse something which is helping people.
Yeah.
Of course, there are challenges, as you said. We have kids, we have, alhamdulillah, family, and at the same time, and it's also challenging because most announcements were published in the e-copy of the newspapers at 12 a.m. in the early morning.
Okay.
So we have to wait for that.
Yeah.
Or she has to wait for these announcements. So you see, time-wise, it's kind of confusing. But by time you get used to this thing, especially when you see that there are, good outcomes which comes from this service which you are doing. Yeah. And again, it started as that she was looking for a job, so she has to wait for the job announcements at late night, as any other person who is looking for a job at that time.
True.
So by time, of course, I don't want to let's say put that I have to, my words has to be right, but always the chemistry is with the mutual understanding.
MashaAllah, I respect
that is the most important thing, especially with this kind of services. طبعا Buthaina, she graduated from engineering as database data communication engineering in IT.
Okay.
So the issue about businesses, and by the way, I always tell her this, that the business is in her blood, because I take sometimes advice from her with something which I say we need to do it this way, but she says no, I believe that it has to be this way. So I'm convinced with that.
MashaAllah.
So
MashaAllah.
I learn from that. I mean, don't say that I have PhD or I teach. This because in business it's not about books. It's about mentality of people, and that's why people get success because they take the decision. They feel that it is the right decision. It's not that 1 + 1 has to be equal to 2 in this situation. So Alhamdulillah, with this we try to go along together. We attend meetings with supporters, with clients together, and we try to establish this kind of platform and business in a professional way. So things come up gradually, and of course things related to businesses, it has to be related as well with commitments, with quality as well, and this which makes our services a unique service, because we are committed to our work, we are committed to our clients, we are committed to the society. Now everyone is relying on this service to get the job, although we've seen some other accounts or platforms are trying to do the same thing. But Alhamdulillah, we have confidence with the quality of the service that we do. And we always, when we talk to people, we talk confident that this is what we are doing is the best service that is done in this kind of platforms. And we can assure that in Oman, it's the biggest or largest platform used for job announcements. And I can verify that with the number of followers that we have, with the reaction of the followers, with the comments that we have. And we also take advice sometimes from our followers. Why don't you try to do this or do that? So if there is a good suggestion, we don't mind to have that to be considered in this matter.
MashaAllah. No, that's very good. I really like what you are doing, Dr. Omar, is that you're also listening to your subscribers and your followers, like your customers. If you're listening to them, they feel they're part of the solution.
Exactly.
So, and then that is how you become even stronger and a winner. Right. Tell me one thing. You have Instagram, you have Twitter, you've got LinkedIn, you've got WhatsApp, most of these. Which of these platforms is the most popular one?
It's the Instagram, because that's the one we started.
Okay.
And of course, as I told you now, of course we've opened so many platforms. Lately, now that was the Facebook. Yeah. But I've seen now LinkedIn is growing faster. Okay. Twitter as well. Some people who likes to have WhatsApp, we don't mind to provide them, because you see, managing all these platforms at the same time is not easy. And that's why, Alhamdulillah, because people liked our job, we are having a team now.
MashaAllah, very good.
A team of volunteers who came, approached us and say, we want to help you in doing your job and to assist us in attending the fairs, exhibitions, and accounts, for example. Alhamdulillah, we are getting good support of people who would like to help us. And that really shows the gratitude from the services that we are from the society, seeing that what we are doing is helping everyone to get a benefit. What we are looking at now, our mission, that everyone should have a mean of income, source of income, either through a job, through a business, which either of them. We try now to have this idea and perception of job seekers to rethink of what should be their future objectives. As you said, during the interview or before the interview, you said some people, they get depressed and just wait for a job.
Yeah.
So they need to rethink again. I tell you about a story of one of the SMEs, a franchisee. This guy, he used to work in one of the big projects, and the company was withdrawn from that project. It's a government project. So within that 3 months of having no job, he started to do his business in food in food business as franchise. So I was talking to him. I told him, "Have you tried then to go back for a job?" He said, "No. Now I'm happy with that."
MashaAllah.
So then we had this idea. We need also to change the mentality of everyone to look for other sources instead of waiting for a job. Neither, you can't say the private sector can absorb all graduates or the civil service at the same time.
Yeah.
So that's the other thing that we need to do. We launched a new account which is called OmanCareers Tenders.
Okay.
This is meant to post any announcement for tenders, because as you see now, the government is, as in their strategy, supporting SMEs through ICV, in country value.
Yeah.
Big projects has to give a share of their total project cost to SMEs. So in this, we try to help SMEs to, of course, we get it from the newspapers or from other sources, but we also try to provide the information. What we are looking at is providing the information. And we know that some information are available already, but it's our job to make it easy for the audience.
Tell me one thing.
Yeah.
What is the number of hours do you or Buthaina work on this platform?
All day.
MashaAllah.
Yeah.
What is the secret behind it?
Except sleeping time.
What is the secret behind it?
It's a passion.
Passion. That's the exact word I wanted to hear from you, mashallah. Ladies and gentlemen, you have a passion, you can do everything. And this is what Dr. Omar is saying, along with the founder, Buthaina. Because they're passionate, they came up with a project and it's doing great rounds. And it's not about number of hours. You go to work, you got 8 to 9 hours, and then you're not happy. But if you work on something that you like, is endless, like Dr. Omar has just shared with us right now. Now, another thing that I would like to ask you, Dr. Omar, of course, we've just got a few minutes before the end of the program, and you have shared a lot of great things, a lot of great advice. And I wish if we had a longer time, I would have looked at a number of things, but there are a few things that I want to touch upon in terms of this platform and an advice for people to go about creating their own project. And the one which I would like to ask is, when it comes for any project to create, you need money.
Yeah.
For any business that you need to start up, you need some money.
Exactly.
How do you go about this project, and what is your advice to people when it comes to creating their project or ideas?
Okay. Now for our project, as we are working with a virtual world, so the money that we required is only to participate in the events. But to expand, you still now require to get some fund, for example, to establish an application, to launch an application, to establish a website, to have headquarters, for example, an office. So all these requires fund. But again, when you start a business, you have to look at cost and revenues at the same time. Would it cover your cost? So far, alhamdulillah, we didn't require that much of funds. We are requiring that because we are trying to expand. We are trying to expand, and we have approached Raft for that, and we've approached Chamber of Commerce, different organization, to get support at the beginning, so that at least it will help us in order to grow up, and we are having future plans as well. It's not just to stop at this platform and having job announcement. Now, how to make that a good business is to start, as we say now, we are getting CVs from different sources. We get emails every day. I'm looking for this job. I need. By the way, OmanCareers inquiry. Also, people, they announce for themselves. And some people say, okay, I have this specialty, and then the company, they directly contact the candidate. So we just a mediator. We try to help both candidates and and the businesses.
Yes.
And so we are having plans to expand this service, and why we cannot utilize the need of to improve our services, try to do recruiting in next step.
Yeah.
So that would be our objectives for the coming future, inshallah.
Inshallah. Have you thought about going apart from digital right now, or a virtual world where you post Oman Careers posts onto the virtual world like Instagram, Twitter, and whatever that? Do you think as well doing it in the newspapers, for example, or any print paper? Maybe have a Oman Careers magazine, or anything that can be probably done on a physical world and sharing it to people outside. Do you think of that?
Well, if we get that done with the support, because it's a costly matter.
Yeah.
You cannot have those, and there are some technical issues. For example, because we are collecting the announcements from different sources.
Yeah.
So putting that as in a magazine requires to know exactly should it be the right way to be done.
Yeah.
Still in the social media accounts, as these are published in the public platforms.
Yeah.
Okay. We are just as you say, we are sharing these information,
Yes.
redistributing the information.
Yes.
In terms of, and you see, this is always updated, So even though technically, if you want to print, you have to wait for some time, and then there is an issue for distribution, etc., etc. And if we want to deal with any kind of magazine, I think it should be possible. Why cannot we suggest some kind of those weekly free distributed magazines which are only targeting jobs and human resources? We see for example real estate.
Yes.
Magazines every week. We see something related to just mix of news, for example. Okay, why can't we have something similar to that one, and helps in the development of the human resources in Oman? Because what we feel here, that there is a lack of information and also capabilities of the Omanis in order to improve themselves. They are missing this kind of guidance and information. So maybe we could have something related to career guidance, and in this matter you can do these posts in a physical way, as you mentioned.
No, I like that. MashaAllah, the thoughts that you've had and the vision that you've had for the way forward, Dr. Omar. Tell me one thing. What is next for Oman Careers?
Now, what we are doing is that we try to have these announcements directly requested by the employers to Oman Careers, instead of that we bring them and post them.
Yeah.
Because we need to convince this is one of the challenges that as we see from our experience here, that the biggest challenge here is how you convince employers or firms that social media and digital marketing is the one dominating the marketing world now. It's not just talk about of course TV still is there, radio is still there, but with the large number of for example TV channels, you need to make sure that everyone is following your channel. In terms of radios, we see in Oman we have like 5 or 6 channels, which is still good in terms of supply. So it is a challenging issue to have people know about, for example, first of all, Instagram. So many told us that they don't know about Instagram, or they don't follow. What's the big difference between that? We do announce in newspapers, And we always say that people come to your organization is not because of the announcement that they saw in the newspaper. It's because the announcement from the newspaper posted in our accounts. Because there you have lots of followers. And again, you see that the following newspapers in a daily basis is probably is not common now, right, like before. And this is, I think, what we are going to do. The second thing, we need to expand our service to include, to be a well-established firm, specialized in human resource development and in hiring, recruiting people as well, announcing, because we have the database already. We know that everyone knows about OmanCareers and the platforms, and we already established a good quality service. So the next step is not to stop at this and try to expand it in a better way.
Inshallah, and I wish you all the best, yourself and Buthaina, to go bigger, make even greater impact to the society and everyone in Oman. Anything you wish to share before the end of our program?
Visit us in the Omanization Career Omanization and Recruitment Fair in the Oman Exhibition Center. Support us. Follow us in Instagram at OmanCareers and other accounts. Of course, you are welcome, all our listeners, to provide comments, and we appreciate that. And we know that our followers are the main factor of our success. And I thank you so much, Tariq, for your hospitality and having us in your program. I really appreciate all the support that you gave us today, and to the Radio Sultanate of Oman, the nation station.
Thank you very, very much, Dr. Omar, for joining us today on Oman Radio FM 90.4 to share about OmanCareers, the successful journey, and also the great work that you have done, and Buthaina, of course, to the society. May Allah bless you all, and success to you and your whole family, inshallah, ya Rabbil Alameen.
Ameen. Shukran lak, Tariq.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the end of our program for this week. I hope you all had an intriguing time with us. Let us catch up again next week on Tuesday, same time, 5 p.m. for a knowledge session. I'm Tariq Al-Barwani, along with our studio engineer DJ Ayub, wishing you all a happy and a pleasant week. Ma'as salama.